Hello, everyone. We are live. How is everyone doing? Today, I have the amazing Whitney here with me, and we are going to talk about Go Deep by Rilzy Adams. How are you, Whitney? How are you feeling about this book?
I am good. I love this book. I have the physical copy and I
Ooh.
actually have if I can get it together. I have the ebook copy. You can't see it,
Oh,
but
uh-huh.
I have both. I bought it twice because why not? Why not?
Exactly. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what Go Deep is about?
So Go Deep is basically about this writer. Her name is Nevaeh, and she's kind of in a rut. Her last couple of books have been kind of bad, but this last one was literally compared to a pile of shit. So she's kind of stuck. Her last relationship was a fail. She doesn't know what to do, and she's joking around with her best friend and well, two of her best friends actually, Xander and her best friend Tasha. And the idea comes up for Xander to be her mentor dick and basically help her sexually get back into the writing style. And so it's the two best friends going into this together. It's a friends to lovers, and we just kind of watch them connect and then also progress into a relationship and see how friends actually do become lovers. And what's interesting is they never looked at each other that way. So I thought that was a really good dynamic for this book.
Yeah, same. I really like that the line was very, very clear in their relationship, and it was only until they decided to become friends with benefits that
Mhm.
the line was, blurred. That was
Yes.
really, really fun. So on that same topic, how did you feel about how the relationships that Sander kept trying to have were portrayed?
So here's the thing, and I actually made a note of this because this is my second time reading it.
Hmm.
Um, on the one hand, it's kind of like, well, Xander, that's your best friend. You got to ride for her, you got to go hard for her. But I understood kind of where his girlfriends were coming from because I do think that men and women can be friends. That's not a problem. But you calling my man at 1 in the morning and he, dipping out and he's always like putting her before you. And on the one hand, he should. That's his best friend. But as a girlfriend, like that makes you feel some kind of way. Like, okay, but I'm right here. So what's going on? So it was kind of like I felt bad for him because he really was trying to have that separation of this is my girlfriend, this is my best friend, and he was upfront with all of his girlfriends. But I think his girlfriends had a hard time accepting it once it was in their face. It's one thing to hear about it, and a whole nother thing to actually be laying there with your man, and at 1 in the morning he get a phone call and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." Nabby Nab is calling me. Like, what? No, she can talk to you in the morning. I can't say I would
Yeah,
do that, but I got it. I understood it.
yeah. No, it's a weird situation to be in, like IRL. Like I would also be
Hmm.
like, okay, but you can talk to her once it's sunny
Right,
outside. Like, what's the problem
right.
with
Does she need us? She
waiting?
needs us at 1 in the morning, like together? What's going on?
Exactly, exactly. What did you think about our characters separately or individually?
So Nevaeh, I really liked. She had a thing where I guess she kind of had a little bit of a control problem, but I kind of get that.
Mm,
I think I'm a laid back person, but with certain things, you kind of just hold on tight to the reins, and especially when you've been hurt, it's really hard to kind of let go. And I get her concerns about writing because as someone who has attempted to write for like 10 years and still has not finished anything, I get it. It's a struggle.
mm,
But I really liked her development of, like letting go, like the progress she went through the whole book of kind of starting very wound up, very, super tight. And then as we kind of watched her grow. She didn't just grow in writing, but she kind of just learned to relax a little bit. So I love that. Xander is Bay. Like,
Yeah.
Nevaeh, you can share him with me, please. You know, we can work out a custody, agreement because I loved him. He was musical, he was fine, he was talented in and out of the bedroom. Like, can I get a Xander? That's all I want.
Yeah, that is my question as well. He was just he's such a dream, and I love that he was super unconditional with her. That was one of my favorite parts about his character, while still, having his own thing, like the music, the job.
Right.
I love that he's a teacher.
Me too. I used to
I
be a
adore
teacher
that.
and it's a struggle. And my mother's a teacher. So I was like, yes, teaching. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, that was super cool. And about Nevaeh, I love that she, yeah, what you said, echoing exactly what you said about how she learned to let go, both like in bed and in her writing. She really learned to just like stop being in her head so much and
Hmm.
have something else to focus on. What did you think about the oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. What did you think about the like agreement?
I love how we get. So first of all, let me say that this book was literally the first time I was like, okay, friends to lovers deserves rights because I'm more of a like banter, rival, enemies to lovers person, and so I kept seeing um Mina from Mina Reads and people talking about this book, and so I was like, okay, let me give it a try. I mean, it might have some flavor. It's fine. And then I read it, and I was like, okay, so you mean to tell me that they really think this gonna work? That they gonna be out here just having sex and they not gonna like develop feelings? Let me see. Like it. I love that. Like I think I like fake dating. I love, kind of merge of convenience stuff. But I think this was great because it was very much a like, we have a contract. Like, I need you to help me out. And it wasn't just about the sex, it was literally about him helping her and her really trying to grow and kind of just, grow in her craft. And so I really, really love that about this.
Yeah, yeah, that was really, really neat. It wasn't just because they were like horny for each other or anything. It was because she needed to just, be open about her own like her own feelings concerning sex, because that's why she was having such a rough
Hmm.
time with, writing and reading the reviews and stuff like that, because she knows that what she's putting out there is not the best she
Right.
can do. So I really, really like that. And I also love that Nevaeh is a self-published author. I thought that was
Me
super cool.
too. Yeah, I love that. I love that. It was kind of like true to form, like, okay, you putting yourself in this book. I love to see that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, totally. It kind of felt like a little bit self-insert,
Hmm.
which I really, really enjoyed. What do you think about the sex scenes?
Let me tell you something. So there is a line in this book where one of the reviews, it's like very early on, she's like, I used to read her books and had to make sure that my batteries and my vibrator were charged.
Mhm.
I feel that. I feel that because these sex scenes, listen, that scene in the Hot and Juicy, which I have been to, by the way, I have been to that Hot and Juicy. I actually like live in the area that this takes place. I work down the street from that Pete's Coffee that they talked about. So when I saw the Hot and Juicy, I was like, y'all in this booth and y'all are just I might need to try this. Like, how do I get this done? Like, I did not expect the whole vibrator in public scene. And I think when they finally actually like the sexual tension was like off the charts for characters who did not see each other that way in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I love that. Like, we didn't just jump straight in. It was literally like, okay, build up, build up. When are y'all going to get this done? Because this has to happen. I'm ready. Let me see you busting wide open for Xander, please.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that scene too. Specifically because I just find it very interesting when characters decide to have sex in public. I've only read like this might be the third book where there's like a public sex scene, and it's always like so thrilling to
Hmm.
read. I don't know if I would try it in real life.
Right, I don't know, but like when that waiter came to the table, I was like, "Oh my god, girl, how you?"
Yeah,
It was a lot. It was a lot,
it was
but she
just
did that. I loved it.
yeah, exactly. And I also really like that Sander sat next to her instead of in front of her, and he was
Hmm.
like, "This is not about embarrassing you. This is about you
Right.
getting off." So
He
I really like that too.
he is just so amazing. Like I love that that was established. Like obviously, it's kind of like a no brainer that they are there for each other, but it just kind of cemented like that he was doing this for her, not just for himself.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and in general, I just loved the chemistry that they have, and I love that it's not the chemistry didn't happen right away. Like there's
Hmm.
when they were just starting to see if the benefits part would work with them. They kissed and they were like, no,
Right,
maybe
it was
not.
so awkward. They were like, "Oh, this ain't gonna work." Mm-mm. It's like, dang. And then it was like that second one. I was like, "Okay, this is it." I love how it like caught them off guard. Like
Yeah.
it because so often in Friends to Lovers is very much I've always liked you. We're mutual pining with each other. Like, ooh, let's do this. But they were
Mhm.
really like, "No, that's my friend. That's Dusty. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I love that everybody like already knew that they would work great as a
Hmm.
couple, and they were like, no, no, no. Like they were trying to pretend.
Right. They were just like, "No, we don't know what you're talking about. No." Mm-mm.
Exactly. What did you think about the fact that Sander is a musician and he has like his own thing going on? What kind of I know we know that he plays what kind of music he plays, but who do you think it would sound like?
Um, I really feel like Xander would be like a very classic R&B, like a 90s R&B feel.
Hmm.
Um, like some Tevin Campbell, like I don't think it would be anybody necessarily modern day, which I love because it's 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 like a throwback. Like it's just going to hit your soul and then it is going to be something that you can always vibe to.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, his music was very, or it was described like it was very like club friendly, but
Hmm.
also like to listen
Right.
to your car, listen while you take a shower. Like it was an
Right.
everywhere kind of music, and I really,
And I
really
think
love that.
90s
I thought that
R&B
was
has
great.
that appeal. Like 90s R&B, like you play that
Mhm,
anywhere. Like you can be having a bad day and play it. You could be like, "Ooh, I'm about to go see my boo." You can, I'm about to go shopping. You can do anything to that type of
mhm.
music. So I think I would Xander would
Yeah.
definitely get some play in my car.
Yeah, same here. What did you think about the like towards the end of the book as like things start to get a little colder between them because of all the assumptions that they make about their
Girl, I wanted to shake them. I'm not a miscommunication trope person. And my best friend pointed out that that's because I don't like miscommunications in real life. And this
Mhm,
wasn't necessarily miscommunication. It was just kind of, I think, more of insecurity, which is why it didn't irritate me as much. But it was very much like, girl, if y'all are best friends, if y'all don't just talk to each other and stop playing, like, okay, you saw her hooked up on some dude, like she was just with you screaming your name. You really think she gonna be out here playing you like that? Like you know each other better than that.
yeah. Yeah, no, same. It I understand the miscommunication trope in other things, I particularly excuse it in like YA or in
Mm-hmm.
romance if there's like a clear understanding that the water is muddy and that it's not
Mm-hmm.
easy to communicate. But with them, it kind of frustrated me because from the beginning we knew that they communicate with each other.
Right. They could keep it
And
100 with each other no matter what. So, and like I said, I get it. I guess it's kind of like now that we've added this new dynamic, it's making me a little bit insecure. Everybody's right. What happens if we mess this up? But at the same time, it's like y'all are literally y'all tell each other everything. Like, come on now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's something that bothered me too, because again, it was um I guess it was understandable to an
Mm-hmm.
extent, but also I was like, you guys are best friends. Like, why aren't
Right.
you
Like, come
discussing
on,
this? Yeah,
get it
exactly. Like,
together.
how do you casually bring up the fact that you need a mentor dick and that you want him to be your mentor dick, but then not have a conversation about how you're feeling about him?
Right. Like, oh, listen, I think I kind of like you now. We, for these past few weeks, have been, booed up, brunching, sleeping together. You busting my walls down. I'm loving, like, how we not having a conversation?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was just frustrating, but I really like that because this book was so short, it was very easily resolved, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like there were no hurt feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it was, they knew that it was all in their heads. Like I love that they were adults about it, even though
Right.
we didn't
And
talk about it.
I think that's the thing with me. It's okay to have miscommunication as long as it doesn't get stretched out. Some authors stretch it
Mhm.
out over like pages and pages and pages, and then you're just like, oh my God, just be done with it, please. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Let's stop. But this was understandable. And even if it was frustrating, they cleared it up real quick. Like, okay, let's have a grown conversation because we're better than this. So I really appreciated that at least.
Yeah, yeah. Same. And also, I have to confess that it's been a while since I've read a romance novel up until the very end, because I read romance novels up until the last chapter, but I usually skip the epilogue because epilogues sometimes annoy me. I'm more of a like a happy for now kind of person, but
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'm going to, because this is the first time I'm reading Rilzy Adams and because everyone loves Rilzy Adams, I'm going to read the epilogue as well. And I loved it. It was
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, I love the epilogue on this. I love that Rosie gave us a like small continuation and go deeper where we actually got to visit them again.
Mhm.
Like sometimes epilogues are unnecessary or sometimes it's kind of like we already know what's gonna happen. But like I think Xander and Nevaeh are a couple that you want to see more of. Like you want to know what happens with them
Yes.
because they drew you in like so fast. So I love it. It's just so
Yes. Yeah, it was just such a nice, very self-indulgent kind of epilogue
good.
because
Hmm.
again, I feel like everybody who has read the book knows that the epilogue was meant to happen. Like everybody knew that that was in Nevaeh's and Xander's future, but I love that we got to actually see it. Like it was just
Right. It was good
beautiful.
to see it on the page. Like,
Yeah,
y'all are so cute.
exactly. Especially because of the moms. Like I really wanted to see a little bit more
Hmm.
on their own family side
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
It would have
because
been
it's
nice to
been,
see.
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
It would have been really nice to see because they talked about how their moms were best friends. And, we
Mhm.
kind of get that snippet when they is talking to her mom, but it would have been nice to see them interact with each other um, separately and then together as a family, just to
Yeah,
see that dynamic and see how really I just want to see their mamas because I know their mamas are a good time. Like I just know it.
Yeah,
I did not.
exactly. Exactly. Have you read Go Deeper?
I have. I have. Yes.
Do we get to see more of the moms there or not?
No, you kind of get a snippet of them, but it's really more so focused on Nevaeh and Xander and giving them like a closeout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. Oh, because now I'm thinking that Sanders' mom could totally have like her own spin-off romance because she deserves her own
right.
story.
Like, give me mamas, please, please.
Yes. Yes. Yes, like romance is never dead and we can see it in this book, in every book that, that we have read recently in the book club and books that are out there. I think it's happening more and more that we see
Hmm.
maybe not, like widows or people who have been wronged by their exes, like in this book specifically, like Nevaeh. But I would love to see Sanders' mom get her own love story.
Right. Me too. I would actually really like to see more romances, and I know there's some out there, but more romances with older women, but also ones that's kind of like not a second chance romance with an ex, but more of, I'm a divorcee and I'm, kind of moving on to the next chapter. And how do I, kind of navigate that and also fall in love? So, and I know I have read at least one recently by Nicole Falls.
Okay.
Um, I think it's Fuck Around and Find Out. I do think that the main character, was married, got a divorce. She actually has kids, and she's kind of like moving on to the next chapter and then finds romance. And that book was
Hmm.
really good. And it's actually a slight age gap because it's her little brother's or younger brother's best friend.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've read Rafe by Rebecca Witherspoon, and that one is between a divorced doctor, mother of
Hmm.
two, and her nanny.
That was
Excellent book.
good. That was good. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to read Zinni this month too.
Ooh,
Yes. I have
ooh,
not read it, but I'm excited. I'm excited. So,
yeah. Everybody should go check out not just Rilzy Adams's books, but also Rebecca Witherspoon's books. They're like queen of romances.
yes, Rebecca Weatherspoon. Definitely check out Nicole Fall's new stuff. Like, I
Hmm.
have so many like black romance authors that are just like, oh, y'all are just really giving me the food I need in my life, and I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes, it's just, and I love that we are seeing it more and more, at least on Twitter. I see a lot
Hmm.
more people talking about black romance and hyping it up a lot more, and it needs to, get more, even more momentum because it's just,
Seriously, it is. And I love like not just the diversity aspect, but the fact that we're getting, it's just great to see steamy romances, like, that really, like, they don't just, oh, that was cute. Oh, yeah, fade to black. No, like, they really give you exactly what you're looking for. And really, all I want to say is in real life, my romance has to step up its game because it's lacking. It's non existent. And I need stuff like this, like right now. Right
yeah,
now.
yeah. It publishing needs to do way better, and I mean, what better time to start than now? Like there
Right.
are black romance writers everywhere. The publishing industry needs to get more on that because self-published authors are amazing, but there's like safety net that traditional publishing provides,
Right.
and black romance authors deserve that
Right.
100%.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think we covered our bases with Go Deep. Is there anything you want to add?
Um, I don't think so. Just if anybody knows somebody like Xander, please let me know. Just, send him my way. I will take him right on off y'all's hands and have a grand old time. Please, please.
Yes, same here. I anyone that resembles Sander in any way, I want him, please. Whitney, thank you so much for doing
Yay.
this with me. I really enjoyed our conversations. You're someone whose presence on Twitter always lights up my day.
Thank
Um,
you. I
you're
just be
just
showing my
amazing.
behind, but okay, thank you.
And you have a readathon, right?
I do. So, a couple of the very talented Twitter folk and I have put together Hoathon, and B is the mastermind. They, came up with it, just kind of all of us acting crazy on the timeline, and then we got together. B, Tima and Nicole and I, and so it's coming up. So if you guys are interested in that, it's No Fade to Black. It's all the down and dirty details, all of the steamy, smutty romance books you've been wanting to read. Now pull them out, and you can follow us at Hoathon with two N's on Twitter and on Instagram. And we actually are going to start next week on the 9th, 6/9. Y'all know what that means. And it's going to go for 2 weeks. So I'm very, very excited.
Ooh, 2 weeks. That's amazing. And you have like a bingo card
Yes,
and stuff too.
we
So
have two
people,
bingo cards. We have a scavenger hunt. So, pegging, ball tightening, monster smut, polyamorous, LGBTQ, um, romance, anything that you could think of that you find in romance and specifically steamy, smutty romance, we have it on the boards. So, y'all should definitely join us. It's going to be good.
yes, absolutely. So people, in the description below, I left links for you to support Rilzy. She has a couple of other books. Her more recent one, which I think, Whitney, did you win a copy of Love Scam too?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
here it is for the
Yes.
people who don't know what it looks like. Love Scammed by Rilzy Adams. And it's funny that we are doing this live show and we both won the copies, which is nice. So, yeah, that's her most recent book. I also left a link to Whitney's blog and Twitter down below so that you can support her. And I also left links for SOS Colombia, Temblores ONG, which is like a nonprofit organization so that you can help out and stay informed about the situation in Colombia, as well as some free Palestine resources and people that you should follow to, stay aware of what's happening. So definitely check those out down below. And yeah, again, thank you, Whitney, for doing this with me. I love
Thanks for
talking with
having
you.
me.
And thank you everyone for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.